Hey folks, Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to the Budget 2023 special video. I'm sure by now you have gotten lots of WhatsApp messages wherein the budget summaries would have been framed in different words by your friends and by various professionals. But what we are going to do in today's video is I'm going to tell you my top points that I feel are really important from the Budget 2023 perspective. So we are going to discuss about not only the key points in the budget, but towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about top three picks of mine based on Budget 2023. Well, this video is brought to you by Policy Bazaar, but more on this later. So, first point, what we are going to do, we'll first understand that if I were to summarize the budget in two or three main points. First point I feel is that it mainly focuses on giving various opportunities not only to youth but to various categories of citizens. It also talks about job creation, it talks about growth, it talks about macroeconomic stability and what not. Okay, so these 3 points I've talked about in one go only, but I hope you have understood it's about youth, it's about growth, it's about the overall macroeconomic stability. So what we are going to do, I know everyone is first of all interested to understand a little bit more about taxes, about the saving schemes, so that's what we'll quickly get started with. So I'm going to share my screen. We have not done any fancy presentation as such, but I'm just sharing whatever best possible presentation we have prepared for you all. Okay, so let's go through it one by one. The very first one we are going to discuss about update on some saving schemes. I'm sure you read about this senior citizen saving scheme. The deposit has been raised from 15 lakh to 30 lakhs. Now, for whom is this important? Those people who got retired. Okay, for them generally they receive a lot of money, but if they were to deposit this in citizen saving scheme, earlier limit was only 15 lakhs. Now they have doubled it and the interest rate is around 8%. So will this be a very big impetus, especially for those who have retired? Answer is obviously yes, right? Second one is MIS monthly income scheme deposit, again raised from 4.5 lakhs to 9 lakhs for a single account, and if it's a joint account, from 9 lakh to 15 lakh. So both these points mainly talk about mobilizing small savings. Okay, second one is, of course, the senior citizen savings scheme can be a big one. The second one can be a comparatively smaller one, right? Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav mein one more point they have mentioned, which is about the Mahila Samman Bachat Patra. In this, they have mentioned that one time new small savings scheme will be made available for a 2 year period only, up to March 2025 for women. And interest rate is going to be 7.5%. Partial withdrawal is going to be allowed, and deposit facility of 2 lakh rupees is going to be allowed. So I think all these points are focusing on what? Focusing on more savings and more investments. Okay, now what I've done is at the end of every section I have tried to give my own thought process on this. You can see this last one or two lines, wherever you'll see this is about my thought process about the point. So what will these schemes do? These schemes will be beneficial not only for us but also for the government. Why? Because everyone knows that India is a country where we have a fiscal deficit and we don't have a fiscal surplus. So if our government wants to fund the deficit, they can borrow money, agreed, but can they also get money from saving schemes? Of course, this is also kind of a borrowing, but rather than borrowing from World Bank or something like this, it's as good as borrowing money from our own citizens. So I think this can be a good way to fund the fiscal deficit. Now major updates in the direct taxes thing. Only thing, everyone, you should be aware that major amendments are only for the new regime and not for the old regime, right? So right now you can see eligibility rebate increased under section 87A from what? From 5 lakh to 7 lakh, but this is only for new regime. Again, basic exemption limit from 2.5 lakh to 3 lakhs, again only under new regime. Even whatever tax slabs are revised, same thing, again only for new regime, right? So up to 3 lakhs is nil, and la 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 la. Okay, you can read this. I don't think I should be reading this out for you, but you can, if you want, you can pause, you can take a screenshot so that you understand what will be the overall position for the taxability, right? So acha, before I move on, I think with this basic exemption limit increased, with the rebate increase, I think anyone who is in the low income group, or with even these limits being increased, those who are into the middle income group, they are going to be definitely benefited. If tax outflow is less for them, then their disposable income is going to be a shade higher, and if disposable income is higher, obviously they'll be able to spend more. So consumption story is again here in focus, right? Now if I were to talk about highest rate of surcharge, which was 37%, now with this new amendment, the surcharge is now going to be, highest surcharge will remain at 25%. So again, now this will benefit whom? Those who are into the highest income group. So for them, whatever it was 42 point something something, now that will be reduced by almost 3%. So this is again good. So acha, I've written it here, 42.74% to 39%. This is going to be the highest rate of effective tax. In fact, our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji also told during the budget that India is one of the countries which has very high tax slab rates, especially for the high income earners. So it's a good thing that they have reduced it to 39%. One more important point for salaried class people, standard deduction of 50,000 from salary, which was earlier not allowed under the new regime, has now been allowed for the new regime as well. One more point, exemption limit, capping of leave encashment. Leave encashment, I'm sure everyone understands, received at the time of retirement, whenever we are talking about, that has been increased to 25 lakhs from 3 lakhs. And this is mainly important for whom? For non-government employees. Why? For government employees, anyways, whatever leave encashment they are getting at the time of retirement, that is anyways going to be exempt for them. So this is going to be important, especially for those who are into the non-government employment category, right? One more important point is that now, if you are paying premiums, very important point, if you are paying premiums or aggregate of premium, so we are not talking about, so if I'm talking about Rachana Ranade, premium paid on one policy for Rachana Ranade, or premium, multiple premiums for multiple policies but paid by Rachana Ranade during 1 year, if it is above 5 lakhs in a year, then at the time of redemption, this amount shall be taxable. Okay, now you'll be like, oh my god, if this be so, is there any way to ensure that we don't fall into this category? There is a way, and we are going to talk about this in just 1 or 2 minutes. But before that, let me quickly cover up these 2 points as well. uh, of course, one very 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 big relief was that people who were talking about LTCG might get introduced, but thankfully it was not introduced. Sorry, the LTCG might be increased from 10% to 15%, but thankfully it was kept at the same level, was not touched. So very good one. Okay, this point, my point, I already talked about, not only to middle income earners but also to high level income earners, also to low income earners, everyone will be benefited. And if you are confused with this, what is it, GDP, C plus I plus G plus X minus M, and if you are like, oh my god, now what is this, we are doing a separate video this Saturday which will be explaining the concept of GDP in the most simplified manner. So don't forget to check out our Saturday's video as well. And how will you get notified? Only if you have smashed the bell icon, then you will be notified, right? Okay, going ahead. If you are into the old tax regime, ATC, I'm sure everyone knows that 1.5 lakhs you can get as a tax deduction. And if you're into the highest tax bracket, again, I'm talking about old regime, 30%, if you are falling into this tax bracket, then you can save up to 46,800 on your tax liabilities. And if you were to do this, then what you can do, you can just purchase a term life policy from policybazaar.com. Now, you might be like, did you get a clue? Yes, here, when will your premium amount be 5 lakhs? If you are going ahead with something like maybe whole life or something like an endowment policy or something, some other, okay, where we talk about money back category of policy. But if you're going ahead with term plan, and if you're opting policybazaar.com, which offers you a very seamless experience, then in that case, what will happen is that for even if you're planning to go out for a 1 crore worth insurance, your premium amount is not going to be very high, right? Of course, it depends on your age and on your health condition and whatnot. But just to give you an example, I can show you how much could be. Let me just take you to Policy Bazaar page. So what I've done, 50 lakh ka cover, just as an example. Okay, here you can see, if I'm talking about a person, 11,610, and I've put some basic features for this just as an example. Okay, but 11,610 for 50 lakhs. So even if I double it up to 1 crore, still that will be 12,000. And how much was the point that we discussed? That was about 5 lakh rupees premium. So don't worry on this, this should not cause you a problem. So you should understand that term life insurance can be the best possible solution for you, and the link for policybazaar.com is given in the description box below. Another way to get a tax exemption is by opting for a health insurance that will be covered under section 80D. So we have discussed about this on our channel as well. Up to 25,000 you can get a deduction. Of course, again, senior citizen, parents, and this, that, 50,000, there are a lot of things to be checked out. But don't forget to check out the link in the description box below. Acha, one more important point. because this is like a shoot and release, there is no editing stuff. I'm just directly, I hit the record button, I'm speaking, and once I am finished, I'm going to hit the stop button and publish button. So it may happen manual error while I speak, I may say some different figures possible. So please don't forget to check out the pinned comment. If I've missed something, if I've fumbled on something, I'll be clarifying it in the pinned comment, so don't even forget to check that out. Chalo, now let's move on to the Saptarshi. Now I'm going to go a little bit fast. Why? Because main point, taxation and whatever is senior, all the saving schemes for individuals, that is completed. Now this is at a at a comparatively larger level, at India level. Okay, so those who are interested in macros, this part is for you. Okay, Saptarishi mein, they have basically talked about 7 different points which will ensure that India will be a powerful economy. It will not only be a powerful economy, but it will ensure that the youth is supported. It will ensure that those people who we are not able to reach out to, whom we are not able to give basic facilities, some people like tribals, we are able to reach out to them also. We are talking about inclusive development, green growth. A lot of points are discussed, and I actually love this Saptarishi. So we are quickly going to discuss each and every point one by one. Okay, so what is this inclusive development all about? First point, they have discussed about agriculture. Of course, everyone knows our primary thing is agriculture, and they have announced building of an open source infrastructure for farmers. Now you can imagine, I'm a farmer, I'm not sure how to do crop planning, I'm not sure how to do how to, what are the different inputs that would be required, how about gaining a credit, how about an insurance for my crop, I'm not sure about this. For this, if there is an open source infrastructure, wouldn't be comparatively easier for me to access all these things? Answer is obviously yes. Plus they are also going to have an agriculture accelerator fund for mainly innovations and startups in this phase of in this domain of agriculture. Plus they are encouraging digitization of credit societies, and also focus on creating enough cooperative societies. They are mainly planning, to this point again I loved, making India a global hub for millets. Everyone, those who are on a diet, they know about millets, right? But millets, they are saying, Arey, this is our food, originally it's our food. And our finance minister called it as Shri Anna today, and I again loved this word for this. And they're also saying, in fact I also heard that this year we are celebrating something for millets, I think. And very nice, we are trying to make India as a global hub for millets. Plus they are also focusing on R&D. Other than this, what is the focus on? Focus is on cotton cluster based value chain, Atmanirbhar clean plant program, Matsya Yojana, and whatnot. Okay, so lot other focuses. But what is the first point all about? First point is about empowering the farmers. So this is the concluding line. Okay, main focus, empowering the farmers. Reaching last mile, what is this about? This is about mainly the Pradhan Mantri PVTG. What is this? Primitive vulnerable tribal groups, the point that I talked about, right? Acha, what is the basic necessity that they want? They want clean water, they want they want sanitation facilities, they want education facilities, health, road connect, all these are basic points. And for that, so that they can avail all these points, an outlay of 15,000 crores over the next 3 years has been laid out. And of course there's one more point here. PM Awas Yojana outlay is increased by 66% to 79,000 crores. But I think this point which we discussed right now, which is about reaching the last mile, main focus is on empowering and enriching, at least giving basic qualities, basic lifestyle requirements to the tribals. Okay, third point is infrastructure and investment. I think very very important point. Amazing capital outlay roadmap given, 10 lakh crores. Huge one. Outlay increase steeply by 33%. It will be 3.3% of GDP. Kya baat hai? Amazing. So important thing, more capex is going to be fantastic for the economy. It is said that whatever capex you incur, that will increase the GDP by 3 to 4 or maybe 4 to 6 times. So that is the importance of capital investments, right? Of course, they're also going to focus on logistics and regional connectivity. They are going to give a priority investment of almost 75,000 crores, and mainly what projects for ports, coal, steel, fertilizer, la la la. 50 additional airports, heliports, water aerodromes. So mainly what? Mainly increasing connectivity. They're also focusing on urban sanitization and infrastructure. They're focusing on railways. If you remember in our video on railways, we had talked about this. Ideally, they will give some more impetus here, but outlays only of 2.48 lakh crores. Why I'm saying only? Because last year it was 2.45 lakh crores, not a big impetus as such. Support to state government for capital investment. Amazing point again. 50-year interest-free loan has been given to the state government, and they have continued it for one more year. And they have said you will have to spend this money for capital investment, and ideally, to the best, whatever I recollect, they have said you have to do this in 1 year. Capital expenditure you have to do in 1 year. Okay, so I think overall this is going to have a big boost on the capex level. Next point is about unleashing potential, and this one is mainly to helping unleash the potential with the help of what? With the help of technology and ease of doing business. So mainly they are saying government employees, they need to upgrade themselves, they need to upgrade their skills, they need to facilitate people centric approach. I mean, they need to upgrade themselves, and for that they have come up with this IGOT Karma Yogi. Okay, plus important point, ease of doing business. They have said more than 39,000 compliances we are going to reduce. They are going to introduce the Jan Vishwas bill to amend 42 central acts. Can I say this is going to boost again overall number of people who are wanting to start more and more businesses? Definitely is going to be helpful for that. AI in India, so 3 specialized AI centers and AI based solutions in agri, health and sustainable cities as well. DigiLocker, they are going to again, right now I'm sure everyone knows DigiLocker is for individuals, but now they are also going to do this for business enterprises and charitable trusts. One more important point, 100 labs for 5G based application development. And I think the last point is amazing, Vivad se Vishwas. Fantastic move. They are saying that 95% of the forfeited amount relating to bid or performance security will be returned. And so what is this all about? During COVID, if some performance guarantee was given by any MSME and they were not able to actually do it, then they had forfeited that amount. But now they said 95% of the forfeited amount will give it back to you. It's okay. Again, same thing. Disposable income will increase. If that be so, consumption will increase. Green growth, again, two major points here. PM Pranam, mainly to promote alternative fertilizers. If you remember in our fertilizers video, we had said this, more and more of natural fertilizers, green fertilizers, if they are used, that will be more beneficial. That is exactly what PM Pranam is about. And they're also onto a green hydrogen mission. They are saying that we are going to do an outlay of 19,700 crores. They want to transition to a low carbon low carbon emission economy, and they want to reduce their dependence on fossil fuels. Basically, they are saying our target is to reach annual production of 5 million metric tons. Now, what will happen? If we truly go green, then number one, we will become carbon neutral. Number two, more sustainable future. And very important, number three, that our crude oil imports can reduce, and which can definitely improve our fiscal position as well. We can move maybe some years from fiscal deficit to even fiscal surplus also. Why not? Next one is about the youth power. Again, fantastic points. PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0. They are introducing new courses like drones, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, and whatnot. They've also announced a pan India national apprenticeship promotion scheme to provide stipend support to 47 lakh youth in 3 years. I feel this is a very important move, because these days, employers, they say that array students don't have practical knowledge. So if they are able to give apprenticeship, and if they are able to make them job ready, in that case, that can be a very positive move. One more point, National Digital Library will be set up for children and adolescents in English and regional languages. And I love this Eklavya Model Residential School to be set up in the next 3 years, which would serve 3.5 lakh tribal students. Right now, I'm sure everyone knows, I've been talking about this through our videos as well. India is a very young country. The median age of Indians is around 28. And if that be so, don't you think that the focus should be on upskilling the youth? And I think all these points that we discussed right now are exactly about the same thing: upskilling the youth, empowering the youth. Financial sector, upliftment of financial sector. They have touched upon a few points, mainly last person of the society. Again, inclusion, more and more of financial inclusion is what they are targeting. They're also focusing on efficient lending, promoting financial inclusion. La 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 la. And I think important point is this one: they are also enabling additional collateral free guaranteed credit of 2 lakh crores. So this is mainly for MSMEs. So this can again boost their overall businesses, because if they get more debt, and that too collateral free, then they'll be able to use it for their business. Ideally, top line should increase. Overall, can lead to a good growth. And of course, this is also an initiative to promote business activities in the gift city, IFSC. So if you don't know about what is gift, I think I have a video on this. If not, I would make a video on this. Okay, Gujarat if you have heard about this, right? International Financial Trade Center. Miscellaneous. 50 tourist destinations, again an important one. They are planning for this. They're promoting that people should first, first they should visit different cities of India, and then think about traveling abroad and doing a lot of international trips. They're also saying that they are going to set up Unity Mall in state capital or the most popular tourist destination in the state, for the promotion of one district, one product, and indigenous handicraft. This is nowhere related to the 7 points, but I think this was really good one, so I thought of mentioning this to you all. And on to the last part, which is fiscal management, and after that the three stocks, right? Fiscal management. Right now, are we in a deficit? Answer is yes. This is the amount of total receipts. We have given a breakup of revenue and capital. This is the total amount of expenses. This is the breakup of revenue and capital. You might be like, oh my god, how is this possible? Receipts and expenditure is the same, and how come we are in a deficit? By the way, whenever I talk about total receipts, capital receipts may, if there is any borrowing, that will come under capital receipts. Okay, so that is the reason why you will see this as a same figure, right? How much is the 15? How much is the fiscal deficit? 17 lakh 86,806 816 crores. This is approximately 17 trillion rupees. Now understand, this 17 trillion rupees, where are they going to fund this? Majorly from the debt market borrowings, GSEC and T-bill. From here, they are planning to raise 12.3 trillion rupees, of course. This is almost close to an all-time high. So can this also give a boost to the debt market? So this might not give only boost to stock market, this can also give boost to the debt market as well. So very good point here. Important point. Now we did discuss about fiscal deficit. This is the absolute number, but generally people discuss, I mean, generally fiscal deficit is expressed as a percentage to GDP terms. Okay, now nominal GDP for this budgeted, the budgeted figure was, so BE is the budgeted estimate, by the way, 3 lakh 1 crore 75,065 crores. Again, so hard to even read out these numbers, my god. So fiscal deficit again as a percentage of GDP. How will we calculate this fiscal deficit number divided by GDP number? That's coming to 5.92% for FY24. Last point is very important. Have a look at this. FY22 actual fiscal debt to fiscal deficit to GDP was 6.7%. So have a look at this. From 6.7%, FY23 BE and RE revised estimate also. Okay, budget estimate and revised estimate to 6.4. FY24 to 5.92. Again, this is an estimate only, obviously. And government has emphasized to meet the FY25 target below 4.5%. So you can see from 6.7% down to 4.5%. It's good. Our fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP is decreasing, and maybe one day we might also come in fiscal surplus. Just to give you a final point here, receipts and payments. Where do we get the maximum receipts from? It's not tax. It is borrowings and other liabilities from tax. So this is a split, something like this. For every 100 rupees of receipts, 34 we get from borrowings, 15 from corporate tax, 15 from income tax, whatever. Okay, corporation tax, income tax, customs, GST, and whatnot. Okay, but major is borrowings, and that is the reason why for payments, for expenses, major has to be interest payments, which is 20. Okay, so I hope you have understood the split as well as to how India receives money and how India, I mean, what is the income or receipts, how much is the payment, highest kahan pe. And if you want to increase your knowledge as well, I hope everyone is aware about the new course that we have launched, Mastering Money Management. We have launched it at a special price, and last 3 days to go, if I'm not mistaken, for the launch price. Link is also there in the pinned comment for this course as well. So don't forget to check this out. And the final one, I'm sure you are really, really keen to know about what will be the final thing. Let me stop the screen sharing. Kidhar gaya? Remove. Okay. So if you have understood 2-3 key points, उसमें से एक ही key point बता देती हूँ, infrastructure, capital expenditure. That is a main key point. And if I'm talking about capex, it's a no-brainer. L&T, no-brainer for capex. Number 2, if I'm talking about capex, it can be again, because finally cement will be required. So Ultratech cement. And which is the backbone of any economy? It is the banking sector. So it has to be SBI. Okay, so these are my large cap method top 3 picks from budget 2023. I hope you enjoyed this one take almost 25 minutes video. I hope you found some value in this. Please let me know what were your key takeaways from budget 2023 in the comment section below. And as I told you, please don't forget to check out the pinned comment if I fumbled out on anything. I hope you enjoyed this one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.